Yeah, we'll wait for okay, couple of minutes. So meanwhile, others can join. Okay. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Am I
Good
audible?
evening, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah. Yeah. My screen visible, right? Hello. Please confirm whether my screen visible or not.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about week 7 concept summary. Okay. So we'll discuss topic by topic. Yeah. So what is exception? What is exception?
Runtime error, sir.
Yeah. So exception is also called runtime error. Okay. Runtime error. So in Java, basically we have two types of errors. Okay. So first one is compile time error. Am I correct? First one is compile time error. What is compile time error? What is runtime error? What is runtime error? What is compile time error? So errors are two types. Okay. So errors are two types. First one is compile time error, and second one is runtime error is also called what exception. Hmm. So here these compile time errors, okay, these compile time errors generated whenever we not follow the rules of programming language. Okay, whenever we not follow the rules of programming language. For suppose, okay, for suppose, so I written one statement SOP system.out.println of hello. Okay, hello. Yeah. Now you tell me, is there any error? Let's say
Yeah,
this statement written in the main method. Okay, everything is correct except this statement. Now you tell me, is there any error?
yeah, hellos, you should put this inverted comma. No? And
Yes,
you
you
have to
should
put
put
the semicolon also.
semicolon also, right? So this is the syntax we have to follow. So here, okay, string should be enclosed in the double quotes. String should be enclosed within the double quotes. Am I correct? Yeah, so that is the what syntax we have to follow. So whenever you not follow, okay, rules of, okay, rules of programming language, compile time errors are generated. Okay, so compile time errors mostly syntactical errors. Okay, syntactical errors. So first, let's say, so you have to write method name. So method name, just you have written like this public, okay, public, let's say public display, and you written something. Now you tell me, is there any error here? Is there any error here? Hello.
We
This,
should write void if it is not written
Yeah,
anything.
here, yeah, not only void. Okay, you can use any return type. Okay, you can use any return type. Okay, so here, if your function is not returning anything, then you should use void. Void means nothing. Okay, void means nothing. Your function is not returning anything. So here return type is mandatory. Okay, so here you are not following the syntax rule. What is the rule? Here you should use return type. Okay, so return type must be required. Okay, so this is also syntactical errors. Then coming to runtime error. What is runtime error? What is runtime error? What is runtime error?
which
When
the
it is occurred.
compiler
Hmm.
clears, but when you run the program, there is an error.
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell me one example?
Yeah, so if it is the array, you say, suppose you transverse an array, it's out of length, and
Uh,
then we'll give an error.
give an error. Okay. Is there any other examples?
You can have division by zero kind of error.
Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah. So see here. Okay. I'm writing this code within main method. Let's say int a is equal to new int of int of 10. Okay. And a of, okay, a of 11 is equal to 20. SOP of a of 11. Now you tell me. Now you tell me, is there any compilation error in this code? Will it compile or not? My
No,
question.
no computation.
It has
It
only
will be
size of 10. We are putting a value to A11.
see here, index, this one 11 is index, right? A of 11 is equal to 20. Actually, this assignment to this at this index done at runtime. not at compilation time. Not at compilation time. Why? Because this memory allocation to this, okay, this memory allocation to this array happened at runtime, not at the time of compilation. Not at the time of compilation. Okay. So here 10 blocks of memory. Okay, 10 blocks of memory is allocated to this array at the time of execution. Okay, at the time of execution from 0 to 9 are the indexes. So here maximum index is 0 to 9. Okay, so here a of 11 is equal to 20. At the time of compilation, your compiler is going to check whether, okay, so he written the code syntactically correct or not. So this index, okay, at this index value is going to store at the time of execution, not at the time of compilation. So if you try to execute this program, compile this program, okay, so you won't get any error. You won't get any error. But at the time of execution, whenever you are trying to assign value 20 to this array at index 11, you will get array index out of bounds exception. Did you get my point? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
So yeah, we'll take an example. Yeah. So let me comment this. Yeah. Comment this. See here, int a is equal to new int of, see, 10. New int of 10. Now a of 11 is equal to 20. Okay, a of 11 is equal to 20. This out a of 11. See, is there any compilation error?
No.
Is there any compilation error?
No.
No, right? So I am removing semicolon. See?
Yeah, now compilation is there.
Yeah. So this is not compilation error. Now, if I am trying to execute this one, see, exception in thread main, java dot long dot array index out of bounds exception, index 11 out of bounds for length 10. So here this 10 blocks of memory is allocated to this array A at the time of execution. Okay. So now whenever you are trying to assign value at the index 11, okay, you will get what? Runtime error. Even you assign, okay, at the index 10 also you will get a runtime error. Why? Why?
Index is from 0 to 9.
Yeah, index is 0 to 9 only. Okay, so index starts from 0. So maximum index is its length minus 1. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's length minus 1. Okay, so here your input is what? Here you return wrong logic. Am I correct? This is wrong logic. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you return wrong logic in your program. Okay, so here, okay, these are examples. So first, okay, first situation is, okay, first situation is whenever, okay, whenever you write, okay, you write wrong logic in our program. Okay, I hope what is wrong logic you understand, right? Okay, whenever you write wrong logic in your program, you will get what? Runtime error. Okay, and so whenever you give wrong input values to the Java program, in that case also you will get what? Exception. So I'll tell you what is wrong input value. Okay, now see.
Sir, how you are commenting together?
Yeah, simply select whatever the portion you want to comment it. Okay,
Okay.
control question mark for comment. Okay,
Control question mark.
and same, yeah, control question mark. And if you want to uncomment it, select it and again control question mark.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, see here, Yeah, here I am performing division operation. Okay, division operation. So here I am using scanner class to read the values of A and B. Okay, so I am reading. Okay, after that I am performing division operation on this. Okay, see, enter A value 10, B value 2. It is fine, right? It is fine. Now 10, okay, 10, 0. What happened here? So denominator is 0, right? So you cannot divide by 0. Am I correct? Cannot divide any number with 0. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this case, okay, so you will get what? Arithmetic exception. Okay, arithmetic exception. Okay, so this is exception class name, and this is, okay, string associated with the name of the exception. This is name of the exception, and this is exception class. Okay, this is exception class. Divide by 0. Okay, divide by 0. Okay, exception name. This is the corresponding exception class. Arithmetic exception you are getting, right? Now this program is fine actually, right? So here there is no programmer intervention. Am I correct? There is no programmer intervention. So this program I have written and I deliver to the what, end user. Okay, but here the mistake, here the mistake is done by developer or end user?
End user.
Developer or end user. Am I correct?
End user.
So there is no, we no need to change anything in the program. Why? Because everything is perfect. Okay, here the input value which is entered by the user is wrong. Okay, it is wrong. Okay, so as a programmer you can understand what is this arithmetic exception, but end user don't know. Am I correct? End user don't know the details of this exception. Okay, so for suppose he is executing this program, so whenever he entered 0, okay, whenever he entered 0, B value as 0, he will get this exception. Okay, he don't know anything about Java, zero knowledge about Java, end user. Okay, so simply he is going to, okay, complain, okay, on your project. Okay, example, okay, on your project, right? Now, okay, so actually in Java we have default exception handling mechanism. See, your JVM handled this exception. Okay, so whenever, okay, whenever an exception is raised in your Java program, okay, JVM is going to handle that exception by default. By default, your Java virtual machine is going to handle your exception. Okay, so that's why we call Java as robust. Okay, so it won't harm, okay, your program hardware or your program. Okay, your program, okay, safe. Even exceptions are raised in your Java program. Okay, your what, hardware is also safe. Even exception raised in your program. Why? Because Java has default exception handling mechanism. Every type of exception is handled by the JVM by default. Then why this explicit exception and handling is required? See, already exception in thread main, java.lang.arithmetic exception. Okay, who prepared this message? Who prepared this message? See, with including with line number also. See, at this line. How did you get this exception? Compiler or
JVM.
any runtime environment?
Runtime.
Yeah, runtime environment. Okay, JVM prepared this message. Okay, so as a developer, you know, okay, as a developer, you know the details of what, exception. This is called system defined error message. Okay, system defined error message thrown by the JVM. Okay, thrown by the JVM. So as a developer, you know, okay, details of an exception, but end user don't know the details of an exception. So that's why as a developer, you need to convert this system defined error message into user friendly error message. That's why we should use explicit exception handling mechanism in Java. Okay, so whenever an exception is raised, okay, whenever an exception is raised, okay, Java virtual machine, okay, Java virtual machine is going to handle that exception, and it will prepare one system defined error message. Okay, it will prepare one system defined error message, and it is going to throw that system defined error message. Okay, so that is default exception handling mechanism. But whatever the system defined error message is thrown by the JVM, okay, that is not understood by the end user. So as a developer, we need to convert this system defined error message into user friendly error message by using explicit exception handling mechanism. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now see how to handle exceptions. See, in order to handle the exceptions, we have try catch mechanism in Java. Okay, try catch mechanism in Java. Okay, so whatever the harmful code, okay, whatever the harmful code you have in your Java program, you should put that harmful code in try block. Actually, up to this there is no problem. Am I correct? Up to this there is no problem. Okay, so whenever you are performing division operation, then only you will get what exception. So I will put this part of code in try block. Now you tell me which type of exception, okay, you are experiencing here. Which type of exception you are experienced?
Arithmetic.
Arithmetic exception, right? Simply take a catch block. Okay, you should catch the arithmetic exception here. Arithmetic exception E. Okay, arithmetic exception E. Now you should write error handling code in the catch block. Okay, actually it is going to throw system defined error message, right? So instead of displaying this system defined error message, okay, what you want to convey to the end user when he entered b value as 0, you should write here. Okay, so as of now, okay, as of now I'm printing this arithmetic exception object as it is. See, 10 0. See, java.long.arithmetic exception colon divide by 0. Okay, divide by 0. Now this E contains what? What it contains? E contains what? Exception details. Okay. Now instead of displaying this exception details, what I'm doing is, okay, so don't enter. For suppose I given this project to Vivek. Okay. So hello Vivek. Okay. Hello Vivek. Don't enter. Okay. Don't enter b value. Okay. B value as 0. Okay. Yeah, now see. Enter a value 10. B value as 2. Everything is fine. Right? Everything is fine. Now 10 0. Now there is an exception. Okay. See, hello Vivek, don't enter b value as 0. Now you tell me, how is this program? How is this program? Hello.
It's user friendly.
Catch.
Yeah, this is user friendly, right?
Yeah, it is
Now
more
your program
understandable.
is okay. So now end user can easily understand. Okay, so here you cannot divide any number with 0. He can easily understand. Okay, okay. So he can easily understand. Okay, I hope it is clear, right, for everyone why exception handling is required explicitly.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So yeah. Now here one more exception may be occur. Can anyone guess that exception? See, actually here it is expecting A is expecting which value? S dot next int of means this S dot next int of method. Okay, here and here expecting what? Integer.
Integer.
But I entered dot. I entered dot. See, which exception is raised here? Input mismatch exception. Right? One more exception. Okay, you experienced here. For suppose, okay, for suppose Vivek executing this project. Okay, so 10. Okay, dot. Okay, So he didn't notice it. Simply exception is raised. Okay, he didn't notice it. Okay, simply he is going to complain. Okay, so I entered 10. Okay, your project is giving exception. So we should let them we should let them know what is happening in the input, right? Now you tell me how to handle that exception. Simply start a try catch block from here. Why? Because your exception may rise at the time of at line number 9 only. Why? Because here we are accepting the input, right? So whenever you enter wrong input, here only you will get exception. Okay, and here also, for suppose here you entered 10 correctly, but Bajaj 0 dot. He unexpectedly enter dot here. He may get exception here also. Okay, here there are three harmful code lines. Okay, line number 9, line number 11, and line number 12 also. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Line number 12 also. Okay, causing for arithmetic exception. Now this try block. Okay, this try block contains what? A harmful code. Okay, for suppose if you are not able to find out the harmful code, then put entire thing in the try block. Okay, you can put entire thing in the try block. Nothing will happen. Okay, now this try block, so you can handle any number of exceptions associated with a single catch block. Sorry, single try block. Okay, one try block can associated with any number of catch blocks. Now input mismatch exception. Now this is out. Okay, so hello Vivek. Hello Vivek. Please enter. Okay, please enter integers. Integers only. Okay, please enter integers only. Now see 10 dot. See, immediately he will notice it. Am I correct?
So
Now you tell me.
one doubt. So this will go to the correct catch block. I mean, when you put anything wrong in the try, so it is not going to the arithmetic exception because that has not happened. It's going to the input mismatch block.
Yeah. Actually, very valid question. Okay. Yeah. See here. Here, see at line number 10, it is asking for the output input. Am I correct? Here, your next int method is waiting for integer value. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here you entered what? What you entered here? 10 dot means it will be considered as string. Am I correct?
Okay, to string, right?
Why? Because it is combination of integer and dot, right? So it will be treated as string. So immediately what happened here? Input mismatch exception is raised. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now what happens? Immediately, okay, your JVM will respond. Okay, so exception is raised. So immediately it will find out which type of exception it is. Okay, which type of exception it is. It is going to prepare details of that exception immediately, and it is going to check. It is going to check whether programmer explicitly handled that exception or not. Okay, explicitly handled that exception or not. If we handle that exception, immediately JVM is going to pass control to that catch block, corresponding catch block. See here, input mismatch exception is going to execute. Why? Because this control is transferred to the input mismatch exception by the Java virtual machine. For suppose if you not handle this exception, if you not handle this exception, now what happened? 10 dot. Now in this case also, in this case also, JVM is going to prepare what? System defined error message. Okay, and it is going to check whether programmer handled that exception or not. If not, it is going to print details of an exception on the console directly. If we handle that exception, instead of throwing that system defined error message directly on the console, simply it is going to pass control to the whatever the corresponding cache block we have handled. So it is going to pass control to that cache block. See now, and dot. See? Hello Vivek, please enter integers only. Now you tell me, okay, this corresponding cache block is executed. Who transferred control to that cache block? You or me? Hello.
The JVM transferred it.
Yeah, JVM is going to transfer control to the corresponding cache block. Okay, so one try block can associate with any number of cache blocks. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir. So can you nest this also? Like if I put try for the first one, and I put another, make it this the outer block, and put another try before C is equal to A by B and make that the inner block. Can that be done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can. You can try that. Okay. Do you want me to try?
No, I'll try it, sir. I'll try.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if nesting can be done.
Yeah. Nested is possible.
Okay.
Okay. So this is okay, right, for everyone? It is clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Hello, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was one thing in
Yes,
this. They were talking. The sir was talking about some hierarchy also. How will we know the hierarchy of? It should come in the hierarchy.
I'll tell you. I'm coming to that only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one, right?
Yeah, but this is not given in the lecture.
Okay. So I'm giving so no need to worry. Yeah. See, so in Java API means collection of packages, right? Collection of packages is called API. Okay, collection of packages. In Java API, we have, so top level class is object, right? Top level class is object. And here in exception hierarchy, top level class is the throwable. Okay, throwable is a top level class. Okay, and this throwable has two subclasses. Okay, in exception handling hierarchy, throwable is the top level class, and this has two subclasses, error class and exception class. Okay, so here exception and error, these two are two different subclasses of throwable. Okay, when error will come into picture, when exception will come into picture. Okay, so here this error class, is used to handle asynchronous exceptions. Okay, asynchronous exceptions. Okay, asynchronous exceptions means these exceptions raised due to hardware failures. Okay, hardware failures. For suppose you written one program. Okay, I written this program. I want to execute this program, but there is no memory in my system. Now you tell me what happened. If your system is there is no space in your hard disk. Now you tell me, in order to execute your program, at least 1 byte of memory is required or not, right?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, so memory failure or hardware failure. Okay, so simply hardware failures. So whenever your hardware is failed, during execution of the program, see, simply these are the exception. Out of memory error and a stack overflow error. These type of hardware failures are handled by error class. Actually, we no need to handle this asynchronous or hardware failure exceptions. So we can't do anything. Hardware is failure.
I have one doubt here. So this the JVM will throw these error messages. Or,
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
JVM. Every exception is handled by JVM only.
Okay.
Okay, but we can't do anything in this situation. Okay,
Can we say it like what is uh, uh, dependent on program and what is not dependent on program, something like that?
Yeah, it is not dependent. It is. I'm not getting. What is dependent on?
Yeah,
What is not dependent?
like memory error, stack flow, system
Yeah,
failure,
yeah,
all
yeah.
these are
Actually, these are not programmer or end user intervention.
right.
Simple.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. This is not end user or what a programmer intervention. Okay, and these exceptions raised. Okay, either programmer intervention or end user intervention. Okay, for suppose end user written wrong logic, then you will get exceptions. For suppose everything is written correctly by the developer, but end user entered what wrong input. In these cases, okay, synchronous exceptions. Okay, synchronous exceptions are raised. Synchronous exceptions, okay, occurred due to either programmer intervention or end user intervention. Okay, yeah. Here we have exception class. This exception class is used to handle what all synchronous exceptions. So synchronous exceptions raised due to programmer intervention or end user intervention. It is clear, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now these synchronous exceptions are two types: checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Okay. Yeah. See, checked, unchecked. See, whether it is checked exception or unchecked exception doesn't matter. But exception means that should be raised at the time of execution. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If it is raised at the time of compilation, that is not error. Okay, that is not exception. Okay, so here exception is raised at the time of execution only, then only it is called exception. Okay, then only it is called exception. Okay, so here unchecked exceptions and checked exception both are raised at the time of execution, runtime only. Okay, runtime only, but the identification is different. Identification is different. Here checked exceptions are identify the compiler at the time of compilation. Okay, identification. Okay, identify at the time of compilation. At the time of compilation, okay, compiler is going to identify these checked exceptions. But these runtime exceptions, okay, these are not identified. Okay, not identified by the compiler. Okay, so both identified and raised, both are done at runtime only, not at the time of compilation. And these checked exceptions, okay, checked exceptions identified by the compiler at the time of compilation and raised at runtime only. Okay, identification is done by the compiler at the time of compilation, but raised at runtime. So your compiler is going to tell, okay, there may be a chance of getting what particular checked exception, so please handle that exception. It will say. Okay, but these runtime errors are not identified by the compiler. Your compiler won't tell, okay, there may be a chance of getting arithmetic exception, please handle it. Okay, please handle it. It won't say. Okay, in previous program we have seen, right? Okay, in previous program we have seen without handling arithmetic exception, we executed that program, and this arithmetic exception is handled by the JVM at the time of execution. Am I correct? Your compiler not identified arithmetic exception. Okay, both identified and raised at the time of execution only. Okay, at the time of execution only, without handling this arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception, we can execute the program. Okay, we can execute the program. If you enter wrong input values, then okay, your JVM is going to identify and handle this arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception at the time of execution only. Okay, but checked exception. See, let me comment this. I'll tell you what is checked exception. Okay, suppose I want to open a file by using file input string. Okay, as of now, so forget about what is this file input string. Actually, it is used to open a file. Okay, yeah, name of the file ananda.txt. I want to open. Okay, ananda.txt. This file I want to open. Now see, is there any syntactical error here? Is there any syntactical error?
Yeah, there is. You have to, I think you have to put read or something, comma read or write or something. Read.
No.
Okay.
No. See.
Not like Python.
See, unhandled exception type what? File not found exception. See, file not found exception. You should handle this exception. Why? Because this file not found exception is of type checked exception. Okay, checked exception. See, here I not included here. These are the some examples of checked exceptions. Class not found. Okay, IO exception, SQL exception, interrupted exception. Okay, and file not found exception is also checked exception. Okay, simply checked exception means the exception which is directly inherited from exception class. Okay, which is directly inherited from exception class, that is called checked exception. The exception class which is inherited from runtime exception class, this is called unchecked exception. Simply, in simpler terms, okay, in simpler terms, exception which is inherited from exception class directly. Okay, exception class directly, that is called checked exception. Okay, the exception which is inherited from runtime exception class is called unchecked exception.
So this checked exceptions will not be compiled, right?
No, not compiled. This handled.
No. Checked exceptions. If there's a checked exception, can you compile that? Can we run that? Can you compile that code?
Without handling, not possible. Without handling, not possible.
You have to handle.
Compiler won't allow.
Okay.
Compiler won't allow. That's what I'm telling. No, it is going to check. Okay, there may be a chance of getting file not found exception. So please, handle it. Okay, please handle it. It will say. Okay, yeah. Now you can use throws also. Throws. Okay, file not found exception. See, now error is gone. Why? Because here I don't want to handle my exception. Here I don't want to handle my exception. I want to forward this exception, to be handled by the JVM. Then we should use the keyword throws. I don't want to handle. Okay, I don't want to handle. I want to forward this exception. If it is raised, I want to forward it to JVM. In that case,
why do we want that, sir? Practically, why would I want an error? I should rectify it and then rather than putting it to the JVM.
Yeah, you can handle it. If you are not interested to handle, then only you should throw it.
Okay, but my question is, why should I not be interested to handle it? Why? What is the circumstances where I'm not interested to?
See. Your question is valid actually. So if you don't handle, that is not become a good program, right? Not handle this exception, that is not a good, right?
Right.
Yeah. Vivek, it will be like,
actually, your program is under development. Okay, your program is under development.
Okay.
As of at that time, you don't want to handle. Later, you can handle. Okay, only for particular what we call. So only under development, you don't want to handle that exception. Okay, under the development, you don't want to handle that exception for some time. Yeah.
Like it is, if I've not created a file like this anand.txt file, and I want to complete the program and then create a file and then do it, then I can remove the throws exception. So
Yes,
for the
yes.
time being, I'll put it as throws
Yes,
exception,
yes.
so that right.
Yeah.
Not
Also, I think in the real time there could be cases like while handling multiple files, we might not like to basically get stuck on one file or something like that. So just move on like that. It can happen that way also.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one scenario of throws. We have another scenario also. So I will discuss that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is clear, right? Checked and unchecked.
Yes. What is class not found error in that check? I mean, you can create your own classes. So class not found means what?
Class not found. Actually, this is discussed in the week 5, I guess, in reflection concept. Class not found.
Okay.
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Yeah.
Please go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, sir.
You experienced this exception in reflection concept, I guess.
Right, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next. Okay. So I want to discuss throw and throws. Okay. Remove this. So remove this. Now I'm coming to user defined exception. So in that user defined exception, so I will explain clearly about what is throw and what is throws. Okay. Yeah. See, how to find out area of circle? Area of circle.
Pi r squares.
Pi r square, right? Means 3.14 into radius, right?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. Yes.
So whenever I entered, whenever I entered radius value as negative, what happened? Radius, if you enter radius value as negative, is there any predefined exception to handle negative radius exception?
Are you writing something?
No, I'm not writing anything. I'm asking.
Yeah, it will not form an error now, because negative square, it will form a positive number.
Yeah, so it is not a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here whenever you enter negative radius, so we should cut that error. Actually, so that is not error, and that is not exception also. Simply your program is going to find out what area of circle, but it is not recommended, right? If you enter negative value, that is not good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you should not enter negative radius. Okay, so there is no predefined exception, to find out that negative radius. Okay, we need to create our own exception, our user defined exception to handle such kind of errors. See, here I'm using paint for the timing. Yeah, now what I'm doing is, here I'm using pi r square, actually, right? Pi means 3.14 into r, actually. Okay, so here we required only radius value. So for suppose I enter radius value as -6 into -6. Okay, it is going to find out like this, but it is not at all recommended to enter negative radius value. Okay, negative radius value. I don't want to allow user to enter negative value. Okay, so it is not identified by the what a compiler, and it is not identified by the JVM also. Okay, for that I'm going to create my user defined exception. Okay, so simply how to create user defined exception. Okay, simply I'm writing class, my class name is negative radius, right? Negative radius exception, negative radius exception. Now I want to get what exception behavior to this my program, to this class. Okay, this is normal class, this is not exception class. I want to make it as exception. I want to make it as, I want to convert this as exception. Simply extend. Okay, in order to get capabilities of exception class, simply extend your class from exception. Okay, extend your class from exception and define constructor. Okay, negative radius exception. I am writing in short with a string parameter, string str, and call superclass constructor in subclass constructor. That's it. Like this, you can create what user defined exception. Okay, create a class. Okay, by extending it from what exception class, and define what define parameterized constructor. Which parameter? String parameterized constructor, and call superclass constructor in this what or constructor. Okay, I'm calling superclass constructor in this constructor. So this is the what rule to create user defined exception. See here, this constructor definition is what optional. If you want to define constructor like this, you can define. Otherwise, you can leave it also. You can.
It'll take super class anyways, even if you don't.
Yeah, it will take super class anyways.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Now see here. See here, invalid radius. Okay, here not negative. So here my class name is, you can give any, it is user defined, right? So invalid radius exception. So okay, string str. I'm calling superclass constructor. This is my circle class. Okay, circle class. So here I'm instantiating this radius. Hello.
Exception.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where is the exception? Previous one.
Yeah, this is invalid radius exception. This is my user defined exception.
Sir,
Hello.
this is user defined. Then how can we call the this line number 4?
Yeah, here you are extending exception class, right?
So exception class already have this invalid radius exception.
Yeah, yes. If you want, I will show you. See, I'll show you. See, Java P, Java dot lang dot exception. Okay, E is small, right? Yeah. See, this is one constructor, and see, string type of constructor is also there. See.
Oh, yes.
And one more constructor also there.
Waiver
You
is-
can pass string and a throwable object also you can pass. And just you can pass throwable object also.
Parameterized.
Yeah, this is parameterized, second one.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. So if you don't have, that parameterized constructor in this exception class, definitely you will get an error.
So
Right?
what this constructor will do?
What?
This exception class has this constructor, right? With the
Yes.
string. So what it will do?
What it will do, you are asking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, simply Yeah, I'll tell you. Very good question. I'll tell you. So for the timing, please, okay. So remember it. I will tell you what it will do. Here you are passing string parameter, sir. So what it will do? What is the purpose of this str?
You're
That
putting
is your
in
question,
14,
right?
line 14, you put that, you're using there. No?
Yeah. I'll tell you. Actually, that is very valid question. Okay. So I'll tell you. Actually, I want to tell step by step, but you are asking prior. Okay. So here I am initializing what radius here. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm getting what area of circle by using public double get area. Okay. Public double get area. Okay. So here I'm going to check whether user entered what radius as negative or not. If we enter negative radius, okay, immediately I will throw what invalid radius exception. Invalid radius exception by using throw keyword. Actually, arithmetic exception, okay, array index out of bounds exception, and one more exception, input mismatch exception. All these exceptions are known by the Java virtual machine. Am I correct?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All those exceptions are okay known by the JVM, and there are some scenarios okay where okay these exceptions are raised whenever you try to perform division by zero. Okay, division by zero, immediately it is identified by the JVM. Okay, it is identified by the JVM. Why? Because these exceptions are already known by the JVM. Already known by the JVM, it is going to identify and handle that exceptions. But what about invalid radius exception? What about invalid radius exception? Invalid radius exception is unknown by the JVM. It won't raise it. Actually, that exception is defined by the user want to rise at a particular situation where he want to rise that particular exception.
Defined by the user or defined by the developer?
Sorry, defined by the user means okay, user or developer. Okay, or we are user or developer. Okay, end user means okay, end user is different. Okay, simply developer. Okay, yeah, developer. Okay, for the sake of you, so it is developer. Okay, it is defined by the developer. Okay, user defined exception. So we defined that exception. Now you tell me, will it identified by the JVM? No, right? We have to raise that exception. Okay, we have to write that exception explicitly. Okay, I'm telling JVM. Okay, so in this situation, I created my user defined exception. So please raise it. I am telling. Actually, here JVM don't want to raise this exception. Why it is okay? Raise this exception. It is our user defined exception. I defined this exception, right? This is
Yes,
not
sir.
system defined. Okay, so in this situation, so whenever you want to throw an exception explicitly, in this case, you should use throw keyword. Okay, throw keyword. You should throw an exception explicitly. Okay, whenever you want to throw an exception explicitly, you should use throw keyword.
There's no need to create a reference for this object, right? You can just do it directly.
Yeah, directly you can. Or you can create the reference and throw it. You can create the reference and you can throw it. Let's say, so invalid, okay, invalid radius exception, okay. Something I is equal to, and
New.
yeah. I'm going to cut this one, okay, is equal to, and you can throw what?
Aye.
So I. So it has more than one, right? So simply put it. You can throw like this, or you can directly write this object, anonymous object. You can throw anonymous object directly.
The parameter of the invalid radius exception will be.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So here, actually, here you are creating object, right? Okay. In your class, you have what? Parameterized constructor. So your constructor is expecting what? String, right? Hello.
Yeah.
String,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah. Now this string is going to associated by what? str. This str is initialized with radius should be greater than or equal to 0, and this same string will be passed to the exception class string. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now here I told I don't want to handle this exception here. If you want to handle, you can put it in try block and handle it. Okay. Yeah. Now what I want to do is I want to forward this exception to what? JVM directly. You can simply try to throw invalid radius exception like this. Your JVM is going to handle it. Okay. Your JVM is going to handle it. Or otherwise, you can forward this exception. Okay. You can forward this exception to the caller method. Caller method means the method which is calling this get area. Am I correct? This is calling. This is calling. This method is called calling method. Okay. The method which is calling this get area, that is called caller method. Am I correct? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in main method, in main method, I'm calling get area. Okay. Now this main method is called caller. This main method is called caller, and this get area method is called callee. Okay. Now I'm forwarding this invalid radius exception to which method? Which method I'm forwarding?
Main method.
Main
method. Okay. What I'm telling is I don't want to handle this exception. I'm forwarding you. Okay. So you should handle this exception. I'm forwarding to you. So please take care of that exception. Okay, please take care of that exception. I don't want to handle. Okay, I'm forwarding you. I'm forwarding to you. Is it clear for everyone? See, for
forwarding
suppose,
is not clear, sir.
Yeah, see, I'll tell you. Yeah, you are getting an exception right here. You are getting error, not exception. See?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why? Because here you are calling obj1.getArea. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here also obj2.getArea. You are calling twice. Okay. You are calling twice on two different objects. Okay, two different objects. See here, whenever you calling this method, actually here invalid radius exception is checked exception or unchecked exception.
This is checked. No?
Checked.
They will be checked. Yeah.
Already I told the exception which is directly inherited from the exception class. That is called checked exception. Okay, whether it is user defined or predefined doesn't matter. The exception which is inherited from the exception class, that is called user defined exception. Now already I told. Okay, already I told. So whenever there may be a chance of getting what checked exception, immediately your compiler is going to identify that exception and force you to handle that exception. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here, whenever you're calling, okay, this method, now your method is throwing which exception? Which exception it is throwing?
Invalid radius exception. Yes.
Now this is which type of exception? Checked or unchecked?
Checked.
Checked. So simply your compiler forcing you to handle that exception.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, simply here, okay, this callee method, okay, is going to forward this exception to the caller method. I don't want to handle this one. Okay, I don't want to handle this one. Okay, I'm forwarding to you. You are calling me, right? So I don't want to handle this invalid radius exception. Okay, please take care. So while calling me, so please, there may be a chance of getting invalid radius exception. So please take care about it. It will forward that exception.
So you have to use try catch block.
Yeah, try catch while calling.
Right.
See now.
Caller will forward.
Kali will forward.
Kali will forward.
Kali will forward. Yeah. This is Kali.
Kali will forward.
Yeah, Kali will forward. See, here you entered 8, right? 8. So whenever you call obj1.getArea, simply it will come to here. Am I correct? It will come to here. Now, at the time of obj1, at the time of, okay, calling getArea by what? obj1. Now you tell me obj1 is associated with which radius? Radius value?
8.
8. It is not less than 0. Simply by ignoring this one, it will return what? 3.14 into 8 into 8. You will get what? 200.96. It is written in the system.out.println. So simply whatever the value you have written, that is going to display here, right? Yeah. Now system.out.println of obj2.getArea. Now this obj2 is associated with which value?
-1.
-1,
Minus
right?
1.
Now you tell me this dot radius is less than 0. Is it true or false? Is it true or false?
True.
True, right? Yeah. Simply it is going to, okay, here we are explicitly throwing. Okay, we are telling, okay, so I created one exception, please raise it. Okay, I given hint to the what? I given what? Command to the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, this is the exception I created. Please raise it. Okay, please raise it. So simply it is going to raise this exception. Whenever exception is raised, what happened? Whenever exception is raised, what happened?
It go to catch.
Yeah. No, not catch. First, it is going to check whether, okay, whether developer handled this exception or not. There is, okay, here developer is not handled the exception. Am I correct?
Right.
Yeah.
How it is checking? Where it will check?
Where it will check means? In code, in the code, it is going to check. Your JVM will check whether you handled in the try catch or not, or whether you handle using try catch or not.
Okay, in the
Here,
try
JVM
catch.
is your runtime environment, right? JVM will knows everything about your program, right? Yeah. So now, here you not handle the exception, but you forwarded, right? Am I correct? You forwarded. Okay, you forwarded to which method? Hello. You not handled, but you forwarded.
Main
You
method.
forwarded to whom?
Main
To
method.
caller method.
Main method.
Yeah.
So simply, yeah. Now what happened? Okay, it is coming to caller only. Okay, caller only. So in caller, you called this getArea method within the try block. Okay. Now immediately, what happened? Control will come out from the try block, and it is going to search for the corresponding catch block. Now you tell me whether here invalid radius exception is handled or not.
Yes, here it's handled. No?
Handled. So simply it is going to check for, okay, this catch block. Okay, and it is going to display whatever the error handling code we have written in the catch block.
Okay.
Okay, we have written in the catch block. Yeah. See here, actually, so if you display directly E, okay, if you display directly E, what happens? See, it is going to display com.user-defined.invalid radius exception, colon, radius should be greater than 0, right? So here, this is what? String associated with the exception. Okay, string associated with the exception. Okay, so whatever you are passing, okay, whatever you are passing in the constructor, that is going to append to the exception class name.
Get it. So this get message you are saying is a method in the exception. Method.
Yes. Get message is going to get, okay, string associated with the exception.
No, it's a method in the exception class.
Yeah, it is method in the exception class. Actually, yeah, your good question actually. See, Java P, Java dot lang dot exception. Actually, in exception, we don't find any methods. See, only constructors are defined. Okay, only constructors are defined. But whenever you call e dot get message, okay, e dot get message, you won't get any error, and get message is not at all defined, right? But see, if you see, exception is extended from which class?
Throwable.
Throwable.
Right? Yeah. If you go to throwable, all those messages you can see. See, to string print stack trace, get message, where it is, where it is, where it is. So please find out. See.
Yes, sir.
And get class, init class. See, all these are defined in the throwable class.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Now get message also. Okay. So get message means it will display string associated with the exception. If you display directly the object, what happened? It will display what? It will display exception class name as well. It's a what? String associated with that exception. Both it will display. But you want
User-friendly.
only, yeah, you want only string associated with the exception. Then you should use e dot get message. Okay, e dot get message.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I hope you understood why this string parameter is required here.
So what if
Yeah,
we
sir.
don't forward this message? We have to handle in the get area method.
Hello. Actually, so the question, can you repeat the question?
What if he don't handle this forward this invalid radius exception?
So you
Line
want to
number
handle
12.
here itself, right? You want to handle error here itself, right? Exception.
Okay.
You can do that also. You can do that also. Instead of forwarding here, okay?
You
Instead of
have to do
forwarding
the
here,
try catch.
yeah, you can also do here. Okay, try. Okay, try. Okay. 1 second, I'll tell you. And right catch. Already here. We have here, right? I will remove try here. Simply write here. Yeah, like this also you can. So you will get same. Okay, you will get same. See? Right? See, radius should be greater than or equal to 0.
Okay.
Okay.
What
but
is this 3.14 printed at the end?
yeah,
Output.
that I got. Yeah, I written from where it is printing.
Get method return.
Return. It is in the return.
Yeah. See, here actually it is returning, right? You are handling here, but it is returning. Why? Because okay. So why? Because so -1 means -1 into -1, you will get 3.14, right? So that's why it is returning.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but then how do we? It should only return radius should be greater.
We should avoid, right? We should avoid this kind of things. That's why we are forwarding here. Okay. Instead of if you handle here in the Kali, you will get this type of answers. That's why we are forwarding.
Or return, we can put it within the catch block only. No. Sorry, in the main we'll have.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we can't. We can't.
We can't do that. We can't do that.
We should not put here.
See, if exception is raised, okay, it will be handled. It should be handled. Otherwise, see, immediately it will come to here and it will return this. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
But if exception is raised, then it should go out of the block. It should not return anything.
Yeah. Then
Yeah, yeah.
we'll do one
But
thing.
there is no error.
One second. We'll do one thing. We can write, let's say, else.
Yeah, yes.
Even it is expecting return statement, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Now it will not return.
Yeah, I'll tell you then. Okay. Now this will be clear, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
Now this will be clear. Like this, you can. Oh, still error. What is the error? If else. Somebody given hint. Sir, we can remove else. Remove else? No. Remove else, what happened? We will get same, I guess. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happened. Again, we are getting 3.14, right? Okay. So if you forward it to the, if you forward it to the caller, you are not getting this, right?
Right.
So that's why we should forward it to what? Caller. Okay. So simply I am forwarding this to what? My caller. So simply I don't want to handle this exception. Okay. See here, if you write exception, error handling code here, so it is looking clumsy. Am I correct?
Yes, very complicated also. Yeah.
Very complicated. So that's why I'm forwarding my error handling code to what? Caller method. Now see here, what I'm doing is here I'm handling simply. Now your code looks clean, right? Right, catch.
Ideally, try block should be in the main method.
Yeah. Out d dot. So please, try to practice this one. Why? Because so in OPE 2 you will get one exception question, mostly from user defined only. Okay, like this only. See, now you are not getting 3.14. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is clear, right?
Ideally, try block should be in main method.
Not a total try catch. Error handling code simply. Error handling code should be in the main method.
Okay.
This is totally error handling code only, no exception handling code. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So here what I'm doing is here I'm throwing my user defined exception explicitly. Why you are throwing this exception explicitly? Why? Because this exception is unknown to the unknown to the JVM. It won't. There is no case. There is no point of raising this invalid radius exception by the JVM. Am I correct?
Yeah.
There is no point of raising this invalid radius exception, right, by the JVM. So there is a point of raising this exception by the developer. By the developer whenever you enter radius as negative. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I'm telling is Okay, there is no point of raising this exception, but whenever radius is entered by the user is negative, I want to throw this exception explicitly that I am telling to the JVM by using this throw keyword. Okay, throw keyword is used to raise an exception explicitly. Okay, it is clear, right?
Clear, sir, clear.
Yeah, throws keyword is used to forward the exception from callee to caller.
Caller, right.
Yeah, callee to caller.
Yeah.
It is clear, right, for everyone? Throws and throw keyword and user defined exception also.
Yes.
Okay.
So can you explain briefly about that finally also? Then that will be.
Yeah, I will come into that.
Okay.
I will come to that. Yeah. See, actually, my next topic is finally black only.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything you are asking in prayer.
In chronological order, what should we approach from?
I'll tell you. See.
Because it is something not systematic.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Package.
Yeah, I'll tell you. See, there is one real-time scenario. Okay, one real-time scenario. So I want to. So this is a registration form. Let's say this is a registration form. It has 100 fields. Not 100, 10 fields. Okay, for suppose 10 fields. So in HTML page, you are going to enter 10 fields. Your name, date of birth, Aadhaar, PAN, like that you enter 10 fields. Okay, you clicked on submit button. What happened? This HTML page, whatever you entered the data is going to the server. Server is going to validate your data first. Okay, so if any field is missing, immediately it will send response to the end user. So you missed something or you entered in the wrong format, like that, but everything is correct. Okay, everything is correct. And here database is opened. Okay, database is opened. Okay, so here he written the code like this. First he written the code for database open, and he written code for what? Storing data. Okay, storing data into the database. Okay, storing data into the database. Okay, at last he need to close the database. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
First he should open the database and he is going to perform operations on the database and he need to close the database. Okay, closing should happen at the end and opening should happen first. Without opening database, how he can perform operations? No, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah, he written entire code in the try block, and here he is going to handles whatever the exception. Okay, there may be chance of getting exceptions, right? He written what? Catch block. Sorry, he written corresponding catch blocks here. Okay, yeah. Now database is open. There is no problem. Okay, there is no problem. For suppose there is a problem while opening the database, some jar file is missing or something. Okay, while opening the database only, he got the exception. So immediately it is come out from the try block and it is going to execute the corresponding catch block, and it never return back to try block again. Okay, it never return back to try block again. Okay, there is no problem. And another second point, second scenario, while opening the database, there is no problem. While opening the database, there is no problem. But while performing operations, there may be, there is one exception is raised. There is one exception is raised. Now you tell me what happened. Immediately, here database is already opened, and while performing operations, exception is raised. Immediately, it is coming out from the water try block, and it is going to execute the corresponding catch block, and it never return back to catch try block. Am I correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It never returned back to try block again. Now what happened? This database is open remains, right? Remains. This database is in open mode. Am I correct?
Correct, sir.
Hello.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct, sir.
Now database is not closed. Database is not closed. So this is security issue or not?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
the security issue. So here, my worry is whether exception is raised or not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for me. But I want to close my database. I want to close my database. Okay, whether exception is raised or not, it doesn't matter. But I want to close my database. I want to close my database. Okay, so what I will do is simply try log. Okay, I'm opening my database. Okay, and performing operations. Okay, performing operations, and I'm writing. Okay, I'm handling all whatever the possible exceptions. Okay, occurred. I'm handling here, and I'm writing finally block at the end. I'm writing what? Database closing operation in the finally block. Now see, here my database is open. While performing operations, there is no exception raised. Okay, there is no exception raised. Okay, so what happened? Database is open. Okay, so registration is successfully completed. So now there is no exception, right? So immediately it will ignore all catch blocks. It will come to the finally block, and whatever you written in the finally block are going to execute it. Means database is going to close. Okay, database is going to close. And for suppose here you open database, and while performing operations. Hello.
We will add this finally. Finally.
Yes, we will. We should add finally. Yeah. Now
Okay.
here you opened database, and while performing operations, there is exception. Now you tell me what happened. Whenever exception is raised, immediately it will come out from the try block. It is going to search for the corresponding catch block, right? It is going to execute corresponding catch block. After executing corresponding catch block, again it will come to the final block.
Yeah.
And close the
In any case, it will go to the finally.
Finally. Yes. Okay. So here, whatever the statements you written in the finally block will be executed irrespective of raising an exception in the try block. Irrespective of raising an exception in the try block. Is it clear for everyone?
Clear, sir. Absolutely clear.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That is what. Yes.
In one of the activity question, there was a exit after the catch block, then it is not printing.
Yeah. That is we given for activity. Actually, that is not recommended. Okay. Actually, here we written system dot exit of 0, right? System dot exit of 0. Actually, here after when it comes to catch block, okay, when it comes to catch block, whenever you write finally block, it will come to the finally block as per procedure. Am I correct? Finally block will be executed irrespective of raising an exception in the try block. Even exception is raised or not, doesn't matter. It should be executed, right? So in catch block, what we have written, system dot exit of 0 means forcibly you are terminating your program execution. Forcibly you are terminating your program. So whenever you write system dot exit, so what happened? Actually, after executing catch block, it should go to the finally block. If you write system dot exit of 0, so forcibly your program is going to terminate. So actually, that is not good practice, but we given for activity question. That's it.
So it
Not
doesn't
at
go
all.
to the finally block. It just
Yeah,
terminates.
it doesn't go to the finally block. Why? Because
Okay.
you are forcibly Okay, you are forcibly terminating your program.
Got it, sir.
Yeah. Okay. See, here, what I am doing is, finally, this out, program finished. Program finished. I have written, see, program finished, right? Program finished. Whether exception is raised or not doesn't matter. For suppose here, what I am doing is, I am giving 10. Actually, both are what? Both are valid, right? In this case, there is no exception. See, program finished. See, finally blah. Whether exception is raised or not doesn't matter. But this finally block will be executed irrespective of raising an exception in the try block. See, for suppose here I given minus 8 and here also minus 8. See, radius should be greater than 0. Okay, for first object only, here you are getting an exception, right? So immediately it will come out from the catch block and it will execute this catch statement and it will come to finally block. So here exception is raised, right, at the time at a line number 24. Okay, so whenever exception is raised at line number 24, okay, it will come out from the catch try block and it will execute corresponding catch block and finally block, and it never return back to what? Catch block again. That's why this obj2.get area won't be executed.
Even if you put positive in obj2, put plus 10.
Even you put positive, it won't come. Why? Because here exception is raised, right? Here exception is raised. So whenever exception is raised in the try block, okay, so it will come out from the try block and it will execute this catch and finally it won't return back to the what? This one. Okay,
But
even
only
you want to
one-
call.
only
Yeah. I got your point. Sir, we are missing this one, no, sir. Then simply do one thing. Okay, simply do one thing. Cut it. Copy, paste. Call separately in different package blocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Now see,
Then it will.
both will be executed. Both will be executed. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
All separately.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is clear, right,
How
for
many
everyone?
cases in how many cases this try block is required to be written with this code?
If you
Because such
okay,
cases
attempt, if you
everywhere.
attempt, if you attempt 7.2 section AQ questions, you will get full clarity on exceptions. Okay. Please go to the 7.2 activity questions. You will get full clarity. There we have covered all type of scenarios on exceptions.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
We did not go there.
Okay, this is clear, right, for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, I want to move to the next topic. Yeah, rethrowing also completed. Finally, also completed.
Rethrowing is what, sir?
Rethrowing this one, right? Here, you are throwing exception here, right? And you are throwing this exception to the caller, right? Forwarding or rethrowing, both are same.
Okay.
Forwarding or rethrowing, both. Here you are throwing to the method signature, and this method is going to throwing to the its caller. Double throwing. Yeah. Okay, defining custom exception classes. This is also finished. Now see chained exceptions. See what is chained exceptions? Anybody finished this chained exceptions concept in the lecture?
I finished it, but I couldn't understand anything.
Yeah. See, an exception often respond to an exception by throwing another exception. So actually, one exception is cause of another exception. Okay, one exception is cause of another exception. That is chained exception. See, here an application often respond to an exception by throwing another exception. Okay, so chained exception means here one exception is raised. That exception is raised because of the another exception. See, in effect, the first exception causes the second exception. Okay, first exception causes the second exception. Okay, here one exception is raised. Exception A and B are there. Exception B is raised because of the exception A. Because of the exception A. So here A and B, these two are chained exceptions. Okay, these two are chained exception. So it can be very helpful to know when some exception causes another. So chained exceptions help the programmer to do this. See here, we have two exceptions. Already I told no. So exception A is there, exception B is there. Okay. So here exception B is raised because of exception A. Okay, because of exception A. So that is chained exception.
Can you give an example?
Yeah.
I mean, example on the Eclipse
Sure.
program example.
Yeah, sure. Already, okay. Sorry, example is there. I'll tell you. Okay, 1 second.
Sir, will you be sharing this presentation and the code?
Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Yeah, sir has muted now.
Yeah, sorry, feeling thirsty. That's why.
Okay, sir. No problem. Some tea break should also be there.
Yeah. See. See. Here, class student is there. Okay. So every student has name and category. Category means right? SC, ST, BC, like that. Okay. So this is student class. He has two instance variables, name and category. So I'm instantiating this name and category. Okay, using constructor. Okay, using constructor. Yeah. Now, see here I have get student fee method. Okay, get student fee method. See, in get student fee method, what I'm passing here, student object, right? Student object. Now here, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This one is silent. That's why. Yeah. Here, So in this map, in this map, I have, okay, BC, SC, ST.
So this
Okay,
line 14, why we put this? We've already created a new hash map.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes, yes. It is not required, right?
Yes.
I didn't notice it.
Fee map is there, no?
Fee map. Fee map means this is object, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now fee map. Okay. So here, if he belongs to BC category, we should give 20% discount on the fees. If he belongs to SC category, we want to give what? 0.5 means 50% discount. Here, if he belongs to ST category, okay, he will get what? 40% discount on the final fee. Okay. Here, student fee is 1 lakh rupee. Okay. So here we are going to, okay, get the value of the category. Okay, value of the category. See, here if he is BC, okay, we are going to multiply with 0.8. Then he will get 20% discount. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So in order to get this value, I'm using get method. So fee map dot get of category. If his category is BC, it is replaced with 0.8. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
And if he belongs to SC. Yeah, if he belongs to SC. Now you tell me what happened?
50%.
50% he will get, right? Yeah. Now I'm changing this to BC. Okay? BC. Now you tell me what will be the output here?
30,000.
What will be the output? What will be the output?
80,000 you'll get. So.
Yeah, 80,000 you will get.
For X,
okay,
Y, Z.
80,000 you will get. Okay. Yeah. Now, if I'm changing it to SC. SC. Now, 50,000.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
50,000.
ST. Okay. 60,000. For suppose if we change it to OC. Now you tell me what happened.
Get an error.
Actually, this get method, if it found this key, it will return its value. Otherwise, it will return null. Am I correct?
Okay. Yes. You should.
Yeah, null is very dangerous, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. Even software developers also, okay, so afraid of null pointer exception. Okay, very dangerous exceptions. Among all exception is the null pointer exception. So here what happened is, actually this null pointer exception is raised because of the what you have given. What you have given here?
We given a non-existing key. Yeah.
Yeah, non-existing key means here you entered invalid category. Am I correct? Invalid category. So whenever you entered invalid category, which is not defined in the fee map, okay, which is not defined in the fee map, you will get what? You will get a null pointer exception. Actually, you are getting null pointer exception directly. But what is the actual cause of the exception? Null pointer exception. Did you get my point? What you are getting here? Which exception you are getting here? See. Null pointer exception you are getting. Is there any null value you passed here?
No, we did not.
No, you didn't pass any null value. Why you are getting null pointer exception? That is my question. Because you entered invalid category. Am I correct?
Right.
Invalid category. Yeah. Now what I will do is class. Okay. Class invalid. Okay. Invalid category. Okay. Invalid category extends. Okay. Extends exception. Okay. Yeah. Now I want to throw this exception whenever I enter invalid category, which is not okay as a part of fee map. Okay. invalid. Okay, right? It's spelling invalid.
Yes, sir.
category.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, what I will do is I'm defining what a constructor for this invalid category. Very easy. Very easy. Chained exception. See, string str. I'm calling superclass constructor here. Okay. Yeah. Now, now you tell me. Yeah. Now you tell me. Here, which exception is raised? Which exception is raised? Actually, try. Okay. There may be a chance of getting null pointer exception. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here I'm going to handle null pointer exception. See, null pointer exception E. Yeah. E. Here is out. Happened. Oh. Yeah. See here, P is equal to phi map dot get of S dot get category. Here we are getting null pointer exception. Actually, here there is no point of null pointer exception. Okay, there is no point of null pointer exception. Why? Because here you entered what you have entered here. What you have entered here, OC you have entered. This is invalid category, which is not defined in the what phi map. Okay. Now instead of handling it, what I am doing is E dot. Okay, E dot. What is the actual cause of the exception? What
It
is the
is
actual cause of the exception?
invalid key. Invalid key.
Invalid key or category?
Category. Yes, invalid category.
New invalid category. Okay, here I'm adding new invalid category. Okay, so please. Okay, we'll do one thing. BCR, SCR, ST. Okay, R. Hello. Okay, BCR, SCR, STR, hello. So this is my actual cause of exception. Am I correct?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
What is this?
Yeah. Here I am chaining. Now I am chaining this null pointer exception. I am chaining with invalid category exception. Okay. So here I am getting null pointer exception, but this null pointer exception actual case is invalid category exception. He entered invalid category. So that's why this null pointer exception is raised. Okay?
Got it, sir.
This null
So
pointer exception is chained. Now
chaining is basically the classified exceptions. You're chaining it to your own created exception.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, now I'm rethrowing it. Rethrow E. I'm rethrowing it to here. You should handle this invalid category exception, right? You should handle it, right?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Now, what I am doing is here I am rethrowing it to, I am forwarding, okay, this invalid category exception, okay, invalid category exception to the what? This caller main method. How to pass this one?
You
How
have
to
to
pass
put
this one?
throws, no?
Yeah, throws here. Okay. Throws what? Invalid category. Okay. Yeah. Now, see, here you are getting what? Exception. Why? Because here you are throwing which exception? Invalid category exception. So invalid category exception is which type? Checked exception. So immediately your compiler forcing you to handle that exception. So simply write try. Okay, write try. Okay. Yeah. Now catch catch. Here it is showing null pointer exception only. Okay, null pointer exception only. But actual cause you have added, right? Actual cause you have added. Am I correct? See?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Here. Yes, invalid category. Now this out. E dot
Get message.
get cause. Get cause. You should get the actual cause of the exception. Okay.
Okay.
Actual cause of the exception by using E dot get cause. See now.
So, can you go to where you put the throws? Where have you put the throws?
Where you put the throws?
Throws.
Yeah.
In which? Okay.
27, line number 27.
7. No,
70.
okay. In get student fee method.
Yeah,
Okay.
in get student fee method. I
Okay.
have written invalid category. Yeah, it is giving some exception. We'll see. Null pointer exception. Double value because of object is null. Why? Yeah, so this is a total get cause, right? One second, get cause dot get message. You write this one, you will get only message associated with that exception. Why? Null pointer exception. Cancel. So here we are going to get what, which exception?
Value. We are getting the value, right? Okay. Escort category.
Hello? Yeah, can you repeat once?
In line number 24 is escort category. We are getting the value, right?
Yeah, here, right? We are
Yeah.
getting the value of category. So
that is the
whenever this category is not available, then you will get null as it will return null. So whenever you try to perform, so operational null value, immediately you will get null pointer exception. Actually, this null pointer exception is raised because of the invalid category, right? Invalid category. So that I am adding as a actual cause of the exception. Okay, actual cause of the exception like this, and I am rethrowing it. So it will
So
come
this
to here.
initial, what you put the initial cause, shouldn't it be null value, and that should be here init cause should be the null value, null pointer, sorry, null pointer, because that is the initial cause.
One second, I have written the code. Yeah, here I have written. See? Yeah, see? Like this only, right? Null pointer exception.
Yes.
Initial cause is invalid category. Initial cause is invalid category only. Not null pointer exception is not initial cause. Actual cause is, so what you have entered here? What you have entered? OC. OC means invalid category. So this is actual cause. Because of invalid category, you are getting null pointer exception. Right?
Okay.
So that initial cause I am adding to the null pointer exception. Right? Yeah. Okay. So got it. So here, this is my code, right? I have written, right? So here, instead of writing invalid category, simply write exception. Okay, exception. Now you will get actual cost. See? DC, SC, ST are allowed. Okay. You should not write directly. Okay. Invalid. Okay. Category exception. Okay. Why? Because here you are adding this init cost directly through to the throwable object. Directly through to the throwable object. You cannot get it from the invalid category or null pointer exception directly. Okay, you should get it from the exception object only. Okay, you should get it from the exception object only. See
So
here.
can you explain this again?
Yeah. I'll tell you. See here.
Sorry, it is
First,
not correlated.
yeah, I'll tell you clearly. See here. Get student fee.
Please, slide the page so that the whole code should be visible. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. See here. Get a student fee of S1 you are passing. So this S1 is associated with what? Category OC. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, here, S dot category means here this category value contains OC. Okay. Now this OC key value not found in the fee map. Okay. Fee map. Now this total should be replaced with null. Okay. So 1000 into null means you are trying to perform operation on null value. Immediately you will get null pointer exception. Okay. Null pointer exception. Now you are coming out from the corresponding catch plug. Right? Corresponding catch plug. So here I am not handling null pointer exception here. Why? Because this null pointer exception actual cost, initial cost is invalid category. So that I am adding to the null pointer exception object. Okay, null pointer exception object. Okay, and I am throwing it. Okay, I am throwing it. So here this object I am throwing. Okay, throwing to the my method. My method is forwarding it to the caller. Am I correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now my caller is going to handle by using try block. Okay. In try block, I am calling get student fee.
Whenever there is a catch, it will throw the exception to the caller.
Yeah. It to the caller. You can rethrow it. Even you have a catch block. Even you have catch block, you can rethrow it.
Okay.
Yeah. So now here you will get what? Actual cause of the exception like this. Okay, by using get cause.
No,
Okay.
catch this line 37. Can you explain why is exception taken here? Because that is the.
1 second. Actually, this is you write null pointer, you will get exception. Okay. So if you write exception, yeah, here why? Yeah, exception. Okay, exception is a super class of all exceptions, right?
Right,
So,
sir.
Okay.
Right.
yeah. So instead of writing invalid exception, you can also write exception, right? Superclass reference variable can hold any type of exception, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's why I'm using exception here.
So if we
Now-
put invalid out here, then what will happen? Catch invalid. Category.
Yeah. Good question. See, actually, here what you are throwing, what exception you are throwing?
Null point exception.
Null pointer.
Null
Yeah.
pointer you are rethrowing, right?
That will go to
Null
an exception only.
pointer. Yeah, that will go to exception only. That's why.
We can put throwable also. That means out here. No.
1 second. It is also possible, I guess. Yes, throwable also. Okay. This chained exceptions is clear, right, for everyone?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah. Remaining All. Need
Sir,
response from everyone. Jija, yeah.
in that function, can you show that code?
Yeah.
In that catch null point exception, we are throwing E. Throw
Yes.
E, we are writing.
Yeah.
So whenever we are writing throws any exception in the along with the function, we should be writing the throw exception command. Am I right? That statement.
I'm not getting. Can you repeat once?
Then the 17th line, we are writing throws invalid category exception.
Yes.
So whenever we are writing a throws in along with the function or along with the state block of code, we should be explicitly writing the throw E on the like in the 28th line.
No. See here. Here this throws means you are forwarding this exception to the forwarding exception to the main method. That it means. Okay. That it means. Okay. So here throw E means you are explicitly generating this exception. You are explicitly generating this exception. That it means.
Okay. So
I explained here clearly, right? Here I explained clearly.
Do we need to explicitly throw every time, or if we are writing throws in
No. In specific scenarios only. In specific scenarios.
Okay. That's what.
Yeah, this line can be combined also, no? In that.
Line 10?
Line 27 and 28. 27, you can put throw E dot and remove 28, line 28. In 27, put throw.
Yeah. I got it. Just directly you want to throw like this. Huh?
Yeah, throw E dot, yeah.
That will not be
No, not possible. Right? You should add it first. You should add the init cost. Then only you should throw it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you can throw only the object.
Yeah, you can throw only the object. This is function call actually. Init cost is function call. You cannot throw the function call, right?
Right, sir.
So E we can write any letter or just E only, the object.
What is your name?
Ashifa.
You can write Ashifa also. Okay? You can
just
write Ashifa also. Okay,
yeah.
It will allow. Okay. So here we are using the term exceptions, right? That's why I'm using E. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, but you cannot change name of exceptions like a Ashifa pointer exception like that. Okay, these are predefined. Okay. Yeah.
It's just like we creating the whatever.
We have to remember these exceptions, null point exception or invalid category exception.
See, for all these type of questions, only one answer is you should attempt AQ, PQ, and GQ questions. Okay, there we will cover all the possible scenarios, and you will get questions on the topics only. So we won't go beyond the syllabus AQ, PQ, GQ. So we will give within that only. So if you practice those questions, you can easily clear OPE or anything. Okay. So if you neglect something, you will miss something. That's for sure.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Now I want to know how OPP is. So whether it is hard or moderate.
It was easy.
Okay. So you practiced well, Ashifa.
I didn't practice well, sir. For me, it was I couldn't get the question one. That string only was not matching.
Okay.
I was getting the output, but it was not clearing this thing. So I don't know. Some equal to sign everything was matching as per me, but it was not.
Okay. Yeah. So please go through the AQ, PQ, and GQ questions and attempt the live coding questions and all. Then you
it
can
requires a lot of practice, I think. So. A lot of practice.
Yeah. So if you put every day 1 hour or at least half day, so you can easily clear. And this live session, so if you attend the live session, 50% it will be helpful. That's for sure. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why? Because
Absolutely right.
yeah, we will prepare according to your AQ, PQ, and GQ questions only. So we will try to figure out all these things. Okay, so we will help you with respect to this AQ, PQ, GQ only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, will you share this presentation and the code?
You want this presentation? Yeah, I will share. I will share in the discourse. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So anybody of you, please write a query. So there I will reply with this PDF. Okay.
Sir, may I have a doubt? Hello?
Yeah, Shashi.
Shashi.
Yeah, Shashi.
Sir, you gave two examples now, no? In that first example, there was a class called user-defined exemptions.
Yeah.
This one. But in the second example, it was not there. So it is not necessary to...
Why? Here also
Second
I
also
have...
there.
Second also there, user-defined exception.
No, that where it is written?
See, this is user-defined exception.
No.
Invalid
In that,
category.
you had given that class the name user-defined. Oh, it is not necessary, no? Any name will work.
Oh my God. See here, this is class name actually. User-defined means.
I thought
This
it
is
was
class
something.
name I have given. So this is not mandatory. Okay. So user-defined means this is user-defined. Okay.
I thought it is necessary
No,
to use
not
that
mandatory.
word.
Not mandatory.
Any name you can give.
Yeah, any name. What is your good name?
Shashi.
Yeah, you can give Sesi also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
In
more
order to
thing.
differentiate, to identify the file names, that I given like that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Here also I given chained exceptions, right?
Chain exemption. Okay.
Yeah, chained exceptions I given.
So there
So
should
in
be
order
a
to
class
identify.
with these exemptions. That is right, no?
Yeah.
And that class should contain all our user-defined exemptions, isn't it?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
No, there should be a class for these user-defined exemptions, whatever name we give. Okay.
Yes.
It is correct, no?
Yeah, you can give any name. You can give any name to the user.
One more doubt in this example. Now, somebody in general category, how it will be handled? It is not given there, no?
See here, these user-defined exceptions are user-specific. That is used by the particular application.
Yes.
Not by all. Okay, not by all. That is only application specific. And this arithmetic exception and null pointer exception, all these are common to every Java developer. Okay, common to every Java developer. Okay, but these user-defined exceptions are specific to the particular application. Okay, those who are created this exception, they can only use.
Okay, but in this one, you had added 3 categories only, no? This BC, SC, ST there. In that one. So if somebody is not in this, how this fee is equal to 1 lakh or whatever it is will come.
Okay, so in my college, I will allow only these students.
Okay.
I don't want
no,
to.
Then why after this 29 or 30, it is written that return fee, isn't it? Or after that if statement or something.
Return fee means if this category is present in this, then only it will calculate. Otherwise, immediately you will get
error.
Exception.
Okay.
Okay, it won't return back, right?
Okay. So it is only for these 3 categories we are doing this exemption.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Sir, we will be sharing this one, no? In this course.
Yeah, already I told, no? Tomorrow morning, early morning, I will share this PDF and this programs also. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So these other topics in week 7, do they need to be covered? There's some other topics.
Yeah, sure, right. So we have still pending with packages concept as well.
Yes,
Which
sir.
concept?
And assertions
and logins. So see here. So assertions and logins, it will take only 30 minutes time. And logging we won't give in the quiz also. Why? Because those are every time output will be changed, right? So don't expect logging questions in the quizzes.
Okay.
Okay. So assertions, packages we will give. Okay. So I don't want to go in detail about logging. I will explain clearly. Okay. No, not an issue. Okay. And assertions, packages we'll discuss more. And login I will go. Okay. So whatever are discussed in the lecture. Okay.
So you'll cover it in the next session, right?
Yeah, sure. First 1 hour or 45 minutes I will cover packages, assertions, and login. After that I will move to live coding. Okay.
Right, sir. Right.
Yeah, actually I supposed to finish packages also, but time is not permitted, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if I start packages now, you will forget all exception things.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. No need to worry. Okay. So simply attempt all exception questions.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Sure. Thanks everyone. So if anybody want this live session link, I am posting in the chat.